I, the world after the great devouring. World War, I had cracked the spine of the old world. Empires that once strutted across continents like gods, now limp through their own debris. Europe. The architect of conquest, the devourer of nations. The crowned beast of centuries found itself wounded, humiliated, starving. And in that collective despair, the shadow saw a door, a whisper slithered through the ruins. What pride could not keep, rage will reclaim. The words coiled through the broken streets of Berlin, across hunger-ravaged fields, through factories filled with men who no longer believed in tomorrow. From that whisper, the darkest age of mankind began to rise. The womb of a new darkness. No nation felt the brutality of defeat like Germany. Humiliation became its food, poverty became its breath. Every child born after the Great War inherited a nation drowning beneath reparations. The children of darkness circled Germany's suffering, the way vultures circle the dying. And in the center of this ruin, a small, furious man climbed onto a public stage, a man with a voice that struck like a whip and rhetoric crafted from centuries of European racial dogma. Adolf Hitler. He did not invent the hatred. Europe had already crafted it. Bloodline hierarchy, fabricated racial superiority, eugenics disguised as science, anti-Semitism baptized in false theology. Hitler was not the father of darkness. He was its son, its echo, its useful vessel. The shadow poured its poison into him, like ancient kings once drank from forbidden wells. And he drank deeply. The beast removes its mask. For thousands of years, the beast at work behind curtains, whispering to monarchs, twisting empires, infecting religions, shaping nations quietly. But in the 1930s, something unprecedented happened. The beast stepped onto the world stage openly. It walked in daylight. It wore a uniform. It waved a flag. Nazi Germany did not behave like a nation. It moved like a creature. Its armies marched with the precision of a single organism. Its symbols pulsed with occult fury. Its propaganda cast spells over millions. Its rituals summoned old European demons. Its leaders spoke like a possessed prophet. For the first time in human history, the beast didn't hide. It claimed the throne. The Shadow's ultimate attempt, the Holocaust, was not only genocide, it was the Shadow's most naked attack against the image of God in humanity. The beast targeted Jews first, those whose ancient identity carried echoes of covenant and chosenness. But it did not stop there. It sought the destruction of all who bore light. The Roma, Gypsy, Slavic nations, Afro-Germans, the disabled, dissidents, the prophetic voices, the unwanted, the undefinable. The camps were not simply killing centers, they were factories of uncreation, places where bureaucracy replaced conscience, industry replaced compassion, science replaced morality, murder replaced meaning. The death camp chimneys rose into the sky like towers built to defy heaven itself. The shadow rejoiced, the earth groaned, heaven cried out. The shadows opened the geist as Nazi power expanded. Nations realized they weren't dealing with a rogue leader or an aggressive state. They were facing a spiritual monstrosity. France collapsed under its march. Britain burned but refused to bow. Eastern Europe fell like dominoes. Russia awakened with fire. The world had no choice but to respond. The Allies fought, not merely Germany, but the beast inside it. And across the globe, people awakened to a war that was no longer political. It was metaphysical.
By the turning of the tide, The beast believed it's unstoppable. Its armies were vast. Its scientists were brilliant. Its strategies were relentless. Its cruelty was unmatched. But creation itself rebelled. Winter swallowed soldiers in Russia. Fog obscured Allied ships at prophetic moments. Stone shattered Nazi fleets. Code breakers, many ignored and marginalized, unraveled the beast's secrets. Resistance movements rose in every nation. The shadow tried to silence. It was as if the earth remembered the fingerprints of the Father and refused to bow to darkness. The tide turned, not by human strength alone, but by divine intervention wrapped in human courage. Via the fall of the beast's throne, in 1945 the Reich collapsed. Berlin burned, bunkers shook, flags of darkness fell into ash. The beast's vessel, Hitler, ended his life in fear, hiding in an underground tomb of concrete and lies. His empire died screaming, but heaven did not celebrate. 70 million souls had perished. The beast had been defeated, but not destroyed. The shadow retreated into. Scientists smuggled to new nations ideologies that fled underground, intelligence agencies rising from the rubble, new global alliances eager for power, technological ambitions unrestrained by conscience. World War II ended the beast's public reign, but it birthed something far more dangerous: the global age of hidden empires. Via what this chapter sets in motion, World War II reshaped the earth. It shattered the myth of white invincibility. It exposed Europe's darkest soul. It awakened oppressed nations across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. It cracked the global colonial system. It revealed the beast's face and forced it back into shadows. But it also unleashed the Cold War. Nuclear dominion, espionage kingdoms, psychological warfare. And so began the next unseen age. The era of covered kingdoms, invisible thrones, and shadows wearing suits instead of uniforms. The war was over, but the real war, the ancient one, was accelerating.